The War Council chamber aboard the Crithian dreadnought Sovereign's Fang hummed with bioluminescent displays. Commander Zekthor's mandibles clicked in what passed for laughter among his species as he reviewed the human defense positions on Colony 7. Primitive, he hissed, his compound eyes reflecting the tactical readouts. They still use kinetic weapons. Projectiles that require, what did they call them? Bullets? His subordinates joined in the clicking laughter. In a galaxy where plasma weapons, energy beams, and molecular disruptors were standard issue, humanity's reliance on ballistic firearms seemed almost quaint. Barbaric, even. But Elsa Raikkonen didn't care what the Crithians thought. The Finnish sharpshooter lay prone on the ridge overlooking Firebase Delta, her weathered hands steady on her rifle despite the 3-day siege. Her ice-blue eyes scanned the horizon through her scope, counting the advancing Crithian shock troops. Beside her, Sergeant Verk Singh checked his ammunition for the 5th time that hour. 2 magazines left, Verk muttered, his Sikh turban wrapped tight beneath his combat helmet. 40 rounds. Then we make them count, Elsa replied, her voice carrying the cold pragmatism of someone who'd grown up hunting in Lapland's frozen forests. How many do you see? Squad strength. 12 hostiles, maybe 15. Verk's dark eyes narrowed. They're getting cocky. Not even using cover properly anymore, he was right. After 3 days of bombardment, the Crithians had grown comfortable. Their shields could deflect most energy weapons. Their armor could withstand high temperatures, and their regenerative capabilities made them difficult to kill. They'd swept through 6 human colonies already, each victory reinforcing their superiority complex. They'd never fought an enemy that used bullets. The Crithian advance squad moved across the scorched earth with the confidence of apex predators. Their leader, a decorated warrior named Skareth, had personally requested this assignment. He wanted to see these bullet throwers up close before the orbital bombardment turned Firebase Delta into glass. Hold, Elsa whispered into her comm unit. Along the defensive line, 40 human soldiers tensed. Wait for it. The Crithians closed to 300 meters, 200, 150. Now. Elsa's first shot took Skareth in the center mass. The 762-meter round punched through his ceremonial chest plate, designed to disperse energy, useless against kinetic penetration, and tumbled through his thorax. He collapsed, mandibles clicking in shock rather than laughter. The firebase erupted. Verk's rifle barked in controlled bursts. 3-round groupings, center mass, just like the drill sergeants had beaten into him during basic training. One Crithian went down, then another. Their shields flickered uselessly, calibrated for plasma and lasers, not solid projectiles traveling at supersonic speeds. They're not stopping, someone shouted over the comm. They don't know how yet, Elsa replied calmly, working her bolt action. Another Crithian dropped. They've never felt fear. She was teaching them. The Crithian warriors had regenerative nanites in their bloodstream, capable of sealing energy burns in seconds. But bullets did something their advanced medical technology wasn't designed for. They created permanent wound channels, tumbled through organs, fragmented against bone. The nanites couldn't repair fast enough when tissue was physically destroyed rather than merely burned. Verk dropped his first magazine, slapped in his last one. 20 rounds. He made every single one count. The Sikhs had a warrior tradition stretching back centuries, and Verk Singh carried that legacy in every precise trigger pull. Where Elsa was a scalpel, he was a hammer. Aggressive, direct, effective. A Crithian managed to close within 50 meters, its mandibles wide in a war cry. Verk put 3 rounds through its open mouth. It collapsed in a heap of chitinous armor and purple ichor. Last mag, Verk announced. Same, Elsa confirmed. The surviving Crithians, only 4 now, finally understood. They broke. These creatures who had conquered 17 star systems, who had never retreated in their entire military history, turned and fled. Elsa let them go. They'd spread the word better than any propaganda broadcast. Aboard the Sovereign's Fang, Zekthor watched the tactical feed in stunned silence. His elite shock troops routed by primitives with powder-based weapons. Impossible. Recall the orbital strike, he ordered quietly. Commander? I said recall it. Zekthor's compound eyes reflected something his species rarely experienced. Uncertainty. We need to study these humans more carefully. Their weapons are crude, yes, but crude does not mean ineffective. He replayed the footage again. 2 humans, 40 bullets, 12 Crithian warriors neutralized. The mathematics didn't favor his species. Sir, they're sending a transmission. Elsa's face appeared on the view screen, smudged with dirt and gunpowder residue. You wanted to see what bullets can do, she said in perfect Crithian trade language, her Finnish accent somehow making the clicking sounds more menacing. That was 2 rifles. We have 5,000 soldiers in this firebase alone, each one carrying multiple magazines, each magazine carrying multiple bullets. And unlike your fancy energy weapons, our ammunition doesn't drain, doesn't overheat, doesn't need a power source. Verk stepped into frame beside her, calmly reloading his rifle. You asked us why we still use bullets, he added in his deep Punjabi accented English, knowing the translation software would convert it. The question you should be asking is, why did you ever stop? The transmission cut. Zekthor sat in silence for a long moment. Then he opened a channel to High Command. Sir, Colony 7 status? A voice inquired. Reclassify it, Zekthor replied. Strategic bypass. Do not engage human positions using conventional forces. But Commander, they're primitives with bullets, Zekthor interrupted, which, as it turns out, are specifically effective against everything our armor and shields were designed to stop. Update the strategic database. Humanity is not primitive. They are specialized. There's a difference. On Colony 7, Elsa and Verk watched the Crithian dreadnought's engines flare as it departed orbit. Around them, the firebase erupted in cheers. Think they'll be back? Verk asked, finally allowing himself a tired smile. Elsa ejected her spent magazine, the brass cartridges clinking against stone. Eventually. But next time they'll bring respect along with their ships. She looked at the empty magazine in her hand. Just 30 rounds of brass, lead, and powder. Sometimes the old ways were old for a reason. They worked. And that was the most human thing of all.